Buenos dias, punters. It is PB here from Racecourse Capital as we now seem to be transitioning from beers and bets into Brekky and Bets.
Life is just getting out of hand, isn't it?
Ty, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How you going?
Well, interesting.
Go on.
All right. I like how you just throw me under the bus here, mate, for the story. So I might have been a little late to the studio this morning.
The old AM PM alarm. Huh?
May have put the alarm on to the PM and the AM, and you know
we have all been there, mate.
You know when you wake up and you just like, oh fuck, and that was me. Yeah, literally just.
We had a bit of that happen during the night. We had a palm frond fall on the fucking fence outside.
Oh, no kidding.
Woke up, both shit ourselves like someone's trying to fucking break in. That's a big palm frond.
Jesus Christ. Well, I had nothing like that. I just woke up at 2:45 this morning, bang, ready to go.
Yeah, fuck, I hate that. And you can't get back to sleep.
It took a while to get back to sleep, and then, but before you know it, it's like, oh, yeah.
It's always when you know you've got heaps of shit going on the next day.
100%. Anyway, I started off by saying Buenos dias because I went through the drive-through, and Brekky and Bets is proudly brought to you unofficially by GYG. Everyone's favourite Latin American food on the Gold Coast up here.
Absolutely love it.
That's so good.
How good are their Brekky burritos?
Oh, we just smashed a couple of Brekky burritos and it was so good. Even the boss man had some, which was good.
Yes.
But I tell you what, their barista-made coffee is sensational.
It is.
It really is.
It is a really good coffee, actually.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Did we just do an unofficial plug there for them too, mate? Maybe we'll get on their marketing page later.
How good have we got them as sponsors? Oh.
It was so good, mate.
I'll definitely change this to Brekky and fucking Bets, and we will get
Brekky and Bets with Brekky burritos,
hash browns, and fucking
the works. A couple of afternoons, mate. We'll have some tacos and loaded nachos, and giddy up.
We got an idea. We want to get them to sponsor now.
All right, let's giddy up. It's been a great week. Been an interesting week. Philly sells for a record $10 million.
Yes.
Unbelievable. I mean, to be fair, you forget about what's on paper with the bloodlines and all the rest of it. It was looking beautiful, though.
Oh, amazing looking horse.
Absolutely.
You just hope that, I was just saying, you're going to spend so much money on this horse, and there's that massive risk of actually racing the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if anything can happen in racing, they can fall, and then that's it, game over. So, I don't know. Me personally, I'd be
wrapping in cotton wool.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'd just be a breeding thing, and maybe if it was a colt, you'd give it a couple of runs and see if you can win a slipper or something like that. And imagine how much the breeding would be worth for a colt. But yeah, tough decision. It must be hard to take that sort of risk with $10 million worth of horse.
Yeah, correct.
It's
one day we'll find out.
And it's always just a lottery, it might just end up running a 64 rating, and that's a ceiling, But you'd think with breeding like that, it goes a bit higher. But
you would hope so.
Just on looks alone, you'd think, geez, that's a nice horse. Anyway,
one of your all-time favourites was retired this week as well.
Oh, which one was that?
Imperatrice. Shed a tear, mate, did you?
I just wanted to see her line up in an Everest.
Shed a tear.
I just couldn't buy the amount of hype. I know she's a very, very good horse. There's no doubt about it. You got to give credit to her. She's won a lot of Group 1s. But I just think there was too many occasions where the horses were off peak and not at their right distances. And I just think, she might have had too many runs for last weekend. She's been up for a while. So great horse. I would have liked to have seen her win an Everest to claim the best sprinter status, because everyone's at their peak for that race, and it's full pressure situation. And the only thing that can sort of get you beaten is bad luck or a shitty barrier, which can get you beaten. But I just, for all the hype and all the talk, I would have loved to have seen her in an Everest to claim that, to claim that crown.
Yeah.
Not to be. Anyway.
But we've had some good racing last week. Oh, we did all right. Had a few.
Saturday was fucking outstanding.
What did we get? 21 units back or something?
Yeah, I think plus 20 units or 20-something units. Yeah, it was...
which is pretty good.
Victoria there was 3 double-figure pops come through there. One at $30-something, tipped at Captain Envious.
Close the book, mate. Job done. Rest of it's cream.
But Victoria's been good. Victoria was really strong last month. Sydney's got a bit of catching up to do.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so Sydney had a couple of wins though. I was actually pretty happy with Sydney. All round, it was a good Saturday last Saturday. Wednesday was a bit tougher.
Yeah, I found Wednesday a touch tough. Yeah, we didn't do anything in the West. We stayed local and hit
Yeah,
1 out of 3.
yeah, I
They
hit a
weren't.
good one.
They were close in the other races, but it was.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I got two good value. I had hit one at $15, which was a really good return, and one at $8, which was a good return as well. But there was like 5 seconds. It was like one of those days where you're just like, oh, fuck, you're just so close.
Bridesmaid.
What could have been, sort of thing. But
What could have been?
I think there was enough winners there to really. It wasn't that much of a loss for the day anyway.
No, it was good.
So on to today, which is
Power on today.
huge.
We're going to get straight into it. We've got a massive program. I'll tell you what, it's so nice to see the weather. The sun is shining. I love this time of year on the Gold Coast. The weather's just starting to cool off.
They always save the shit stuff for Easter time, don't they? And then they fuck it off for a while.
So good, mate. Crisp morning, sunshine, sleep well. Actually looking for the doonas at the moment. So
my hands and my feet were actually a little bit cold this morning.
A little fresh. Little fresh. All right, we're looking at Doomben, Ascot, Morphettville, Ramwick, and Bendigo.
Isn't it the breeding of champions, or what do they call it?
Yeah.
What do they call it?
You've got me.
Yeah, they say it all the time, and now I can't think of it.
Not the breeding of champions. It's we'll have to come back to you.
Yeah. Anyway.
About 2 hours north of Melbourne, mate. But yeah, it's their Metro Day today, so it should be a cracking day up there in Bendigo.
A lot of good horses there.
Absolutely. Right, my man, where do you want to kick off this morning?
We're at Ascot.
Let's go to the west. Right, so we're looking at race 1 and 2 at Ascot today. This is going to be a nice little race to start off on that. But hang on, what was that?
Oh dear.
Yep, copy that. Battle Commander again.
I don't know where that was going either.
Go for Bravo 1. Yep. No, Battle Commander was so good last start. We were on it. We tipped it. We were on it. So Battle Commander, we salute you, and we're going to salute you again. I think you can certainly back it up. Might find this a touch tougher with the favourite, pushing it along the way. But to me, there is no reason it doesn't have another chance of winning today. And currently sitting around $3 mark. It's pretty good.
Perfecto.
Yourself, my man?
Oh,
he's going against me.
I am.
Here we go.
I'm going to use Show the Way as my saver.
Oh, show me the way.
Tactical. Tactical.
I know. We need like Morse code or something.
Show the Way, tactical.
Yep.
Saver. I think the step back to 1,000 is well suited. I think this 1,000 meters is better for this horse.
Yep.
I'm going to go with one at nice odds in Spice is Right. Spice is Right, and I think for the exact same reasons, I think it's actually better suited at 1,000 meters.
Okay.
Gets gate 2, nice little claim. What does that get us into? 54.5. We'll punch out to the front and give itself every chance.
Hunter's, he's confident this morning. God, it must have been that GOIG Brekky Burrito that's got you up. Look at you, mate. You've woken up. I'm still trying to.
Still thinking about that alarm.
Mate, I'm like the steam train. You're going to warm me up for about an hour and a half to boil that water before I get going.
Spice is Right. Currently $8. Had a bit of support to come in a little bit. Saver on Show the Way. There's play.
All right, beautiful. Rock and roll. Let's move on to race number 2. Open race, this one, hey. Did you like how I chose this race? I
loved it. I love this race.
You love this kind of stuff where the favourites. There's 5 favourites between $5 to $6 here. It's a very open
Beautiful
race.
betting race.
Yeah, and
Come on, hit me.
Okay, I am looking at Enchanting Sound at $8.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I like those odds.
I do, and I like this one. I like this horse. Second up, and it ran a very competitive second last time out, and it probably would like a little bit of a firmer track.
What are we at now? Soft 5.
Soft 5. So if the weather's good out there, which I think it is at the moment in the west, and it gets a little bit of an upgrade because they find a little bit more firmness under feet.
Yep.
From the first race or whatever, or even before they start the program, then I think Enchanting Sound comes in just a little bit on the dial there, punters. Barrier 11 is probably the only negative to it because it is starting a little wide, but it's got a very experienced jockey on the back coming from their wonderful father's stable. So when the puntums get together, they are not far away.
Nice.
Thanks.
I've got to stick with one that I've tipped on here before in No Rich.
Yes.
I've got to stick with that because I think out to 1,200 it'll improve.
Yep.
Gate 5 as well, $7. And the other one I like is Diamond Rocks, which has come in to $9.50. Holly Watson on, one of your favourites.
Yeah.
I think form behind Ultimate Command is good enough to be in the mix here.
And that's a quality runner too.
I looked at that. I was like, oh, geez, I think that's good enough form to be competitive.
Yep.
Gate 7 leader, 56 kilos. There's a lot to like about this horse, and the fact it's just sort of been come in from $11 when I looked at this.
Just a little nibble
into $9.50. So $7 and $9.50. There's a couple of value plays.
She's good at getting things up around about the $8 mark.
Yeah,
so.
some jockeys their return. If you look at their ROI, they must be pretty good. For those sorts of jockeys that don't get all the favourites, but they get good winners at sort of that anywhere $6 to $10 mark all the time. They're the sort of ones you want to get on because you get that decent return.
As a party out in the West, who's another one that just
gets on the value runners.
Yeah, and can get it done.
Stockdale's doing it in Victoria. He's been flying of late. Harry Coffey's another one that's good for that.
Like the drink, just not spelt the same, mate.
That's it.
I love that.
Reece McLeod, he got one for us on Wednesday at $15.
Sammy Collett up here in Queensland can get the job done too.
They can get down on the weights too. They get on these good horses.
Angela Jones.
Yeah, they're flying. So yeah, it's better to look at those sort of jockeys that get those value plays home all the time. Anyway, there you go, Diamond Rocks and No Rich.
Giddy up, right? That's the West done. It's going to be a cracking program out there, 9 races, which would be pretty good. Where are we off to next?
Morph.
Let's go to Morph. Oh, we're working our way back around anti-clockwise.
Here we go.
I like it. Right, Morph. I'm going to follow a lead that you threw out last start because I was quite impressed with its run. Disagreeable miss for me. Why can't it back it up?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Geez, you sound confident.
This race is fucking fucked.
I know, sitting at $4, but I was super impressed with the way that it ran last start based on your tip on Beers and Bets.
Yeah.
By the way,
I think it got up about $5 or something like that.
So even I take note of what you say on this show.
Don't listen too hard though, mate. It's
no. But I just think, I think look, it gets a shotgun barrier. It came off a really good win last start.
What are we at? We're at 25. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it'll just sort of pop out and be able to just sort of place where it wants to for the race, and I think it's going to be pretty good. Should be hard to beat in that last 200.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, this race is like so close. What have we got? With the favourite, then we've got 3 other horses in the $4 mark. Smallish field. I'm going to use a tactical play. Garachico as a saver. I really like this horse coming from Victoria. Stackhouse on, great jockey. Gate 4. Doesn't really matter about the gates, I suppose, in a 2,500.
No.
Anyway. I just think this horse, if you look at its Victorian form, it is good enough to take this out. Like I said, I like the Stackhouses on. $2.70 is the saver. One of the locals that I would have the main play on is Yuri Royale with Jakey Boy on.
Jakey. Go on, Jakey.
I think this horse has will have similar tie-ins to your selection. I think out to the 2,500 will suit based on the way this horse got through the line last start. I just kept on running, and that's what you want to see when they're stepping out in distance.
Yeah, you want to see them with good finish, even if they don't get the chocolates first. Exactly. You want to see them running home really strong. Shows more promise.
Yep.
So good.
I think it carries a top weight, but I think it's a nice horse. And Tyrone getting on for the Jolly Yard is a push. $4.60 it's come in. There's been some scratchings, but I think $4.60 is not a bad price still.
Very nice. Rightio. Race number 2 at Morphettville. Another good race, this one, I think. And I'm going to take the favourite on, although when I say the favourite, it's sitting about 370, 380 at the moment. So yet again, another open betting race, which I really like. But I'm going one that I've tipped and pushed before, And it was close last start. It was very, very close last start. Oh, look at you! You already know. You already knew which one it was. It is Pure Agua.
Agua. That's how they would say it at Guzzo, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it would. Buenos dias, Pure Agua. Yeah, there we go. Very close with the second placing last time out. Jakey on the back, which just delights me no end.
Reliable.
Very reliable. And I just think it goes one better today.
Yep.
Just think it goes one better. And currently sitting at 550.
It's a nice price, actually.
Remarkable value there at 550 for a horse that I would have thought would have been a little shorter.
I would have thought it'd been in the threes, yeah.
Look, the favourite is going to be tough, but...
Freeman Yard and Young horses.
But there's no reason why the water can't beat fire.
I'm going one for reasons.
We haven't even matched one. Normally we get one early.
No, we're going to get there. We'll get there.
Oh, you've checked, have you?
No, I don't know. I just got faith. Cosmic Ride for the Price and Kent stable. Going with this one, it's on debut, which is always a risk. But its trials or its jump outs, whatever you want to call it, were quite impressive and are around decent horses as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think they, to bring it into a race like this, these horses are pretty good horses. I think they must have a bit of confidence in this horse. Zach Spain getting on, I think, from memory, this was his best ride of the day in South Australia based on odds, not necessarily on the ability and the chances in the race, but on odds.
Yep.
This is the lowest odds that he's on in South Australia, and I think there's something to be said about that. And Zach Spain has had some success in South Australia as well before, so for a big stable, $4.40, Cosmic Ride, Gate 2, I think it can run a big race on debut.
Fabulous.
That's me.
All right, giddy up. Morphettville done. Another awesome program out there.
Where do you want to go, mate?
Don't ask me to drive, mate. I know. It was like, I spent a whole week making decisions, man. I'm quite happy not to make a decision on the weekend, all right?
Let's go to Brisbane. Let's go.
All right, let's
I don't want to upset the apple cart. Jesus.
Fuck, I just saw a little trail of like electrical smoke come out of the processor.
I won't do that again. Jesus Christ.
Actually, someone sent me a meme during the week, and it was literally about, the older guys, like a 65 or 70-year-old that asks a mechanical question, and one of our lady advisors at work give them back the right answer, and it's almost like they can't compute. They're just like,
And where do they go from there? They just I can't bullshit my way out of this one.
I want to hear it from a man, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So they just get like really put off with the fact that the girls at our work.
How good is that?
So it's really funny.
I love that.
It was really funny. Rightio, so where we are, Doomben, 9 program. I'll tell you, if the weather stays like this today,
it has turned it on today. It is spectacular.
Giddy up at Doomben. I'm going to go with the Mashani horse first up.
Oh.
In the first one, the babies are out today, so it's fourth up. But it has been working very, very nicely. It was second last start, third the start before that. It's,
getting on.
Jimmy on the back now is a massive push forward. And I think I think today's the day. It's in really good form, and it should be very competitive right there at the end and be very, very close.
All right.
There's nothing else in that race that I kind of like.
Oh, it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look. Tactical.
All right, that's it. Now I'm going to go get a bloody Morse code reader for next week's show.
I'm going to go as the saver, the Sydney form, and I just like Sydney form. It's just that.
Speaking of Sydney, how well did they do getting the championships up and running last Saturday after all that rain?
Yeah,
that track was immaculate.
So lucky with the weather too. That could have gone so bad if they got more rain on the day.
They had 230 mil of rain 2 days out across Sydney.
Yeah, upgraded during the day as well.
That's exactly right. That's how good that track was maintained. So.
Yeah, no, we were very, very lucky that the weather turned on for the day of, and I thought it raced
really well. Yeah.
So we were very lucky.
Anyway, back to Doomben.
So use a pin, $2.60, saver. That's a tactical. I found this I found this a tough one. I'm going to go with a couple at value, just because I think it's a weird race. Heart and Spirit for the Kendrick Yard.
Yep.
Gate 3, Wheeler on, Great Apprentice, little 2 kilo claim that'll get into 52.5. This has been flying. Admittedly its trial was on a heavy, but it absolutely bolted in the trial. $7.50 for that one. We all know how good the Kendrick Yard is in Queensland.
Fantastic, yeah.
So Heart and Spirit, and the other one is Alpha Bravo.
Alpha
Goes on
Bravo.
with the Battle Commander.
Roger that.
Graham on the back, CJ Graham.
That's a push in itself.
Yeah, another little claimer. That's going to get in really, really nicely in the weights. It's got the form behind Ginatonic and Run Lucy Run, who did the exact same thing in Queen Edward the next start. So that form, I would think, has got to hold up in this race.
Nice.
I just think that I picked that one on form. That's $9.50.
Good choice.
So a couple at value there in the first. And what I think is a tough race.
Yeah, it's a tough way to open the program, but
I honestly
and they're babies too, mate. So God knows anything could happen.
One of these fucking debutantes could jump out of the ground. You just never know.
Yeah.
So it's quite tough. Anyway.
Be very exciting first race out there at Doomben. After we've recovered and gone to the bar, we will look at race number 2. Race number 2. Now,
this is harder than the first race.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. Looking on paper, Ichiban should have everyone's measure covered, right? But that's not what we look at here on Biz and Bets. We look at every certain different angle here. And punters, I am giving you a little bit of a push on a $10 chance today. Rhodes. Oh, it's just dialed into 9 as we've watched it with Mark Duplessis on the back. But I think you can't look at last run. I think last run was okay, but the run prior really showed its form of what it can do. So I think if it can reproduce the 2 runs back today with Mark on the back of it as well, should put it in a really nice position. Gets an okay barrier. It should travel okay throughout the race, and God's willing, it'll be featuring as they come around the corner and just looking to jostle for a position to get an open run. Go through the gap. That's another tactical play.
Another tactical play using the one that you mentioned, Ichiban. I think on form should win. On form should win. $2.40 is probably not a bad price, but I just don't like the amount you'd have to put on $2.40 just to get a decent return. Fuck that. Saver, Ichiban, Orman, Waller, Gate 5. There's a lot of positives.
Massive.
But I want to go for a couple of double figures here.
Oh, here we go.
Bilpa Maria.
Oh, yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Bilpa Maria?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I think that's how they were saying it in the replays.
Going with CJ Graham again.
Yeah. I think this is very underrated, this horse. 15s. No weight. It's going to be running around with 51 kilos. And it has been running around horses. I mean, you've got to go through your form and have a look at the horses it's been running around and then compare it relative to the other runners. And there was one runner, I cannot remember the name for life, met on the form for this yesterday, that ties in well to the more favoured runners in this race.
Okay.
So at $15, Bilpa Morea.
Very good.
And Sub Aqua. Sticking with the Aqua.
I love the Aqua.
Sub Aqua comes off a win for the Lambing Yard, very strong yard. Like the way this horse led and won. Big, strong-looking horse, and I think it'll improve into today's run, and might even be. I don't know. I don't know whether it's going to be better on dry ground or it's run on the synthetic and run well. I'm not sure. We'll see how we go with that one, but at $19, I think you can have a little bit of a stab at that one, and it will push out to the front and give itself every chance.
Very good.
There you go.
Great program at Doomben today up here in sunny Queensland. Where else but Queensland? Let's go and have a look at Bendigo, mate. Let's get Bendigo out of the way. Interesting opening race that you gave us here. When you have a look at what one of the bookies are throwing up as their value play today, is like, wow, okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
I'm going to find the first couple at Bendigo interesting just to watch to see how the track plays, because I think that's going to be crucial into some of the later bigger races in that day. But with all that being said, I'm looking at Nishino Crescent. Good horse. Geordie Childs on the
very
back.
good horse.
Very good horse. It's probably found a couple of tougher races in the last 2 starts, but still very competitive. To me, it finds this one a bit better suited in racing, and at $8 with a nice barrier draw and Geordie on the back, I actually couldn't go past it. So Nishino Crescent for me at $8. Stop it!
See, I had faith.
Yes.
It's taken.
Yes.
Yes.
I had faith. I knew we'd get one.
Yeah.
Nishino Crescent, I have been tipping this horse a lot
You
because
have.
I know how good it is.
Again, I paid attention.
I think the race that it comes out of benchmark 80 behind See What I See, which is a very progressive horse, very impressive horse that you'll see do bigger and better things. And the second place getter, Fagan, has also been in spectacular form this preparation. I think the form line behind those runners is good enough to be taking this out. It's down at 55 kilos. Oh, Boss is losing it.
Yep. He's heard something.
He's heard someone. He's heard a sparrow fly outside.
Yeah.
Don't come in here and bark, mate.
That's all right,
Um,
buddy.
I just think that, there's so many positives for this horse. I think the form lines speak for themselves. The one at big odds, which I couldn't understand why it was at big odds, is Marshall Eagle. I couldn't understand why. If you go back through the form lines, I think the last run you can forget. It's had a bit of a freshen and had a bit of a jump out since. I think it was just at that point. It just needed a little bit of a spell, not a spell, but a break. But if you go back, a couple back, where it ran a nose behind Roaring Engine, and it was carrying 60.5, and Roaring Engine was carrying 56.5. They now get at level weights today, and Roaring Engine's at $11.
Okay.
So, and we're getting $20 for Marshall Eagle. I just think that price discrepancy is not right.
It's a bit odd, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's weird. Gets a nice gate. It should get a lovely run. Hopefully, you can use gate 3 and be midfield rather than back marker like it normally is.
Yeah.
Again, you mentioned it. We don't know how Bendigo is going to play. Apparently, last year, my memory's not good enough, but I was hearing to the Get On guys. They said that it was quite on pace last year for this particular race at race day. Marshall Eagle, $20, and Nishino Crescent. I think they're great plays.
Well done. Rightio. Punching on to race number 2. 10 races out there at Bendigo today. The whole town will be turning up. It'll be pretty big, pretty big for it. Gone another one, because I just can't look at that $1.20 favourite. It's just disgusting.
Odds are it's going to fucking win. It's just so good. But $1.20.
So I'm going to go to an $8 chance with Geordie Childs on the back with War Council. A bit of a theme.
John McNeil?
Yeah, that'll do. What did I say? Geordie Childs?
That was the last one.
I think I need to go back to bed, Sorry. Start again. Race number 2, Bendigo. I'm on the top weight War Council with Jai McNeil on the back. Gets an okay barrier draw. It's carrying the top weight, but resumes well, and I think it should be good.
Yeah, baby.
There we go. Oh, that's 2 from 2.
Outside of the favourite, there was no others that I could really look at.
No.
A nice colt from the Hawks Yard. McNeil getting on, he normally rides well for that stable. Coming out off a 3rd behind Anode in Sydney. Sydney form is strong. We always know that for whatever reason. They always produce winners in other states. It's just one of those interesting things. I think that form's good enough. Honestly, it's going to be really, really hard to beat the favourite. I think I mentioned it before. I think that favourite would have been really competitive in the slipper.
Yeah, of course.
And the fillies have been doing so well. So it's got its work cut out. But I think War Council has a chance at $8.
All right, giddy up. Bendigo. Should be an awesome program.
Randwick.
Right, we're going to close out with Royal Randwick. We've got races 6 and 8 out of the 10 race card today at Randwick. Looking forward to them having no rain today, hopefully, and just a nice day of racing. Track's sitting at a soft 5 at the moment. Possibly an upgrade again later on the day, depending on how the weather goes. Race number 6. Good betting race, this one. I know the favourite's really short, and it's a good. Yet again, it's another really, really good horse. But I'm not going to touch that. I'm looking at Zardozi. I think Zardozi is a good quality horse. It's got Tom Marquand on the back and draws well. Really competitive. This program comes out of the Cummings stable. We all know their legacy. So I just think it's a really good horse. I found it at $5.50. It's currently on $4.80 on sports bets. So
should be able to get around $5 somewhere, surely.
But you might want to go a little early on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here we go, mate. Jeez, we're coming home with the clappers. That's 3 out of 3.
I cannot get off Zardozi.
No.
After watching what this horse did last preparation at 2,500, you just know that it's going to be at its absolute peak today. Zardozi, the other one is Autumn Angel, who I don't want to get off either. So if you're getting $5, around $5 for Zardozi, I think that's phenomenal odds for this horse. And Autumn Angel, who's on a quick backup for the Moody camp. And a quick backup is usually like, oh shit, this horse is ready to go. Big run last week carrying heavy weight. Only just got done by a horse that had the weight advantage. Zara sticking with, which is a big push. $6.50. I think that's great odds as well. I think this horse is underrated in this field. We both know it's going to be hard to beat the favourite, but I think $1.60 is way unders. I think Zardozi and Autumn Angel are great value bets. Do you want a roughie?
Yeah, mate. We haven't had one.
We haven't had one. I don't think
we're up to the second last race, and you haven't even given us a roughie.
You've
just given us a little more scope, mate.
What do you reckon it is? Yes.
Oh.
You'll see it. You'll see it.
Is it Basilina?
Yes.
Yeah.
Basilina with Shin on.
$34.
$34. This horse has ran a distant third to Zardozi. That's why I like Zardozi so much. It's just so strong at this sort of distance.
I'll tell you what, the Shin ride should push that forward a little bit more than that.
He'll improve a horse by a couple of lengths at least. Gate 6, I like that.
Yeah.
I think this horse is very underrated in this field. Like, considering its previous form at this distance around Zardozi, you would think it would be half that price. $34. I think that's an absolute crazy price. So there you go, Basilina.
Very good. I like that horse. I might have to little cheeky edge way on that. Just a little something, something.
That's it.
Just a little something, something. All right, race number 8.
Big one.
Wow. What a lineup. Mate, at any given time, I reckon I've had money on 8 of these horses in different races, right? Just because of how good they are. But this race is going to be super, super interesting. I am pushing, based on its last start effort, I am pushing Cascadian at $9.50.
Hey, we got on that in the members last time.
I don't see, that it won't be competitive again. I'll tell you what, at $9.50, you can't not be on the back of that. You just can't not be on the back of it. I just love that horse. And I think it's going to be so close again today. But also another one that I am super impressed with and that I really, really like is Prodigy.
Oh, yeah, she's flying.
So, Cascadian...
Fuck, she can run so quick for so long.
I know.
It's just, she just breaks horses. It's crazy.
So, Cascadian with Prodigy is a little, if you want my tactical... my little tactics. I'm going to put a couple of bucks on Prodigy just as a bit of a saver because I think it'll be there. But
you could get on it like heavy on both of those. $4.50 for Prodigy is still a nice price.
I don't know how much money you think I've got in the bank, mate. But I'm not going to go too heavy.
It's all relative, isn't it?
It's all relative. Yeah. Thai baht. So I reckon Cascadian and Prodigy, mate. They're my 2 for the big one.
I'm going to use it.
Here we go.
As well. I think the favourite's a very, very good horse. I think the way this horse won first up in Australia, that was really competitive, like ultra impressive, I should say. She put them away with ease.
Should.
$2.20, that's a saver.
Out of the Waller camp with McDonald on the back, like Jesus Christ.
It's going to be ready to run.
It's like Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
No one's safe.
Tough to beat that one. But I don't want to jump off Mr. Brightside.
Oh, couldn't go near it.
I cannot jump off this horse. It missed a Cox plate by a fucking wisp. Just a fucking. There was nothing in it. Just still haunts me to this day because
I was going to say
I tipped it that day.
PTSD, mate.
It's had some support as well. So it's into $7. I just think I actually wish it was wetter because I think it hasn't.
That's what they all say.
Throw me. He's thrown me. This horse hasn't seen a wet track. Go on.
No,
Keep
mate,
going.
that's fine.
And I think it's I don't know how many runs it is, but last time it won.
No one likes a dry spell, mate.
No. Last time it won on a wet track was on a heavy in a Doncaster.
Mm.
It loves soft going. It's probably going to be a good track by then, though. Maybe might hang on for a soft 5, but even that little bit of cushion in the track might actually give it a couple extra lengths.
Yeah.
I think he's just better on even better on a softer track.
Mm.
So bright side one that's at big odds. I think if it stays soft, it would suit this horse better. Is Buckaroo, big odds.
Beautiful.
Buckaroo, $26. Blake Shin on for the Waller camp.
It's the Shin effort, isn't it? Really.
Waller can do this where he has a favourite in a race and then a roughie, and the roughie gets up.
Mm-hmm.
It does your fucking head in because everyone's focused on the favourite.
Yeah.
And this horse has been going well. It hasn't done anything wrong. It's what is it, back to 2000 from the 2400.
It's done nothing wrong. It's just the quality of the runners in this race, though.
Yeah, I mean, it ran a 1.4 length third behind the favourite in this race.
Yep.
But who did it have on that? It had Ryan Moore. It gets Blake Shin today. I reckon it can improve back to the 2000.
Well, I'll tell you what, all eyes will be glued to the TV for the Queen Elizabeth today. What a day. What a day's worth of racing, Ty, as always. Thank you so much for your insight and tactical plays.
There's not much insight there, but there's a lot of words thrown out. But
we all like big words, mate.
I
love big words. As always, gamble responsibly, have some fun, stay within your means. Cracking week ahead, mate. Cracking day. Look forward to catching up with you throughout the week and seeing you all again here next Friday, hopefully.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed we'll make it.
Fingers crossed we're going to have beers and not coffees. It's time for some beers.
Yeah,
next week on Beers and Bets at the traditional time. Enjoy your day. Ty, enjoy your day, mate.
Enjoy your day at the Gold Coast track, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Hitting the poly.
Hit the poly, mate. I might just hit the bar. And I'd just be watching the TV while everyone's looking this way. I'll just be standing there like that.
I think so.
It should be pretty good. Catch you next week, guys. On the poly. Fucking